Hello. I thought, in the light of the video I made just before, I'll put the link below in the description, you might find this grimly amusing. If you don't know about the Tommy Robinson incident in Center Parcs last week, then perhaps you should look at that video first. But to recap, what happened was this. Tommy Robinson and his family were at a Center Parcs leisure centre, and Robinson's daughter came and told him that some man had grabbed at her bottom while she was in the either a children's swimming pool or the shallow end of a swimming pool where children congregated, and that this man, Robinson discovered later, was on his own, or rather he was with two other men. There were no women or children with them, and they were hanging around apparently in the children's end of the pool, and then this guy grabbed his daughter's body, and she got away from him, but Robinson went over and detained the man who did not want to be detained, and there was a scuffle. And the man sustained some injury which required minor first aid. And so Tommy Robinson sustained a little sort of scratching and bruising as well, but nobody offered him first aid. And then he held on to that man until the police arrived, and then the police arrested him for common assault. That's the background to the story. If you read the Evening Standard, you wouldn't know the pertinent bits of this story, the pertinent bits being the bits where there is a reason for Robinson to have got into that scuffle. But here is the reporting of it. Tommy Robinson has been arrested on suspicion of common assault after a fight broke out. That's all, a fight broke out at a holiday park, it has been reported. The former English Defence League leader got into a row with another man in the pool at Woburn Forest Center Parcs in Bedfordshire, according to The Sun. So the Evening Standard is saying we're taking this from The Sun. And it's obvious they didn't see any reason whatsoever to find out any more information. They just took what The Sun gave them, and The Sun obviously gave them what the police gave them. The Sun has a history of doing that. That's why nobody in Liverpool reads The Sun, because The Sun reported what the police gave them on the Hillsborough disaster. The Hillsborough disaster, by the way, is a situation where many people were killed and many severely injured during a crush during a football game, an English football game, which it turned out was the result of the police mishandling the crowd. But they blamed it on the Liverpool fans, said they were drunk, accused them of stealing from the felled bodies, all sorts of things. The Liverpool people have never forgiven the Sun for that. And you'd think the Sun would have learnt its lesson, but obviously not. Anyway, the Evening Standard, unfortunately, is following the Sun's lead, because it looks like that's where they took this from. Bedfordshire police confirmed that officers were called to reports of an altercation. It's all very, very distant and non-specific. Spokesman for the force said a man was arrested. That would have been Robinson, but it doesn't say. A Center Parcs spokesman confirmed that police attended an incident at Center Parcs, Woburn Forest on Sunday afternoon. Okay, so if you're predisposed to think badly of Tommy Robinson, what you're getting is the idea that he just got incensed by somebody in the swimming pool, lashed out, and was arrested. Nothing about the reason for it. Okay, and that's the impression you're left with. Now, let's see what impression you're left with by this, which is a report. This incident took place in Australia. However, Australia is regarded as having a similar legal system and setup to that in Britain, and it's quite obvious that the reporting here, the tone is one of admiration. Yeah. So, Australia, dog walker tackles fleeing car thief and high fives officer. A dog walker, you see, a public-spirited man. Somebody had been caught stealing. He was running away from the police. This fellow rugby tackled him. That is, he apprehended a criminal, just like Tommy Robinson had done. But, well, let's look at the tone of this. The suspect was grabbed by the man and held on the ground as he ran from police after being found in a stolen Toyota in Mermaid Waters on the Gold Coast. The dog walker was then filmed by a police helicopter high-fiving the officer. Police are now trying to locate him so that he can be commended. Okay? Now, and then the suspect, we're shown that this man was right because the suspect was an obvious criminal. I might point out that in the Tommy Robinson incident, if you didn't know already, the guy who had actually assaulted Robinson's little girl admitted to doing it. To Robinson and to the police, apparently. All right, now, let's just report this incident again the way the Evening Standard reported the Tommy Robinson incident. Australia, dog walker fells passing pedestrian. A dog walker jumped at a passing runner, tackling him to the ground and holding him there until the police arrived to release him. When the police did arrive, the dog walker was seen slapping one of the policeman's hands as he made his getaway. Police are now trying to locate him. Well, that gives about the same amount of information, doesn't it? I just thought it was a rather interesting contrast. All right, well, that's it. And this is definitely one of my shorter videos, but I shall lengthen it a little by reminding you all to like and subscribe, and especially to share. And thank you to all my paying subscribers. I do appreciate your help and your confidence in me, which I hope I'm living up to. Right. Thanks very much for listening. If you want to donate or contact, the information will be rolling over the Graniopteryx as I speak. Please like, subscribe and share because it does help with the algorithm. If you visit my channel on YouTube and one day discover that I've disappeared without warning, you'll still find me on BitChute or Minds. Just go to either of those platforms and do a search for Graniopteryx. If you're already watching this on BitChute or Minds, good for you. Meanwhile, if you're watching this on YouTube, remember that you must keep checking the subscribe and bell icons because occasionally they reset. Till next time.